I'm not even going to waste your time. The answer is on the screen. How much traffic do you need for A/B testing? Intelligems recommends you need 600 orders per test. Now you can see this little snippet from the docs, 300 orders for each group, and a test to detect a 10% change in conversion with 90% confidence. So 300 in each group, so that's 600 overall, to get a 10% change lift in conversions with a 90% confidence, which is certainty that you've got the right result and you've not got a false positive. So if you're at 2% conversion rate, that equals to around 30,000 sessions. So I'd say between 10,000 sessions, 50,000 sessions, that kind of range. But that's how many orders and sessions you need per A/B test. Now, if you want to go for a 75% confidence, so this means you're 7.5 out of 10 times going to get the right answer instead of 9 out of 10 times, then you only need 300 orders and around 10,000 sessions. So why would you ever use this? Is if you're really just trying to get into A/B testing, you don't have these numbers on the left-hand side, but you're just trying to get into A/B testing, or you do have plenty of orders and sessions, but you just don't want to be waiting this long for test results. And then the other instance is if you're someone like me who's really experienced with A/B testing, and you've got these ideas based on some kind of either business goal that they're heading in one direction anyway, or you're just really, really confident in it based on some other context, then you don't need to wait for confidence this high. But yeah, those are 3 instances, but in most general cases, this is the answer I would go for. You need 600 orders per A/B test. Now, these are minimums. You can see at the bottom here, you're going to be getting at least 3 times this amount overall on your site if you want to get the most value from A/B testing. So if you want to start investing into A/B testing, so hire someone on your team to do this, then you want to be getting around at least 3 times these amount of sessions to get the most value. So let's go into ROI from A/B testing. This is going to explain at what point I think it makes sense to invest into A/B testing. So you can see this table I've made here, very simple. It shows monthly revenue to wherever you are currently, the lift that you're going to get from 10%, which I say is like the average return you can get from A/B testing. Cost. So this is an interesting one. So you need design skill, development skill, strategy skill, data analytics skill, and then a project management kind of skill when you're doing A/B testing. So this isn't like something where you just need a design, like you need like a set of skill sets for this. So that's why there's some cost required to do this. And also ROI you get from this, just calculate from this. So if you're at 10K a monthly revenue, 10% is worth 1K to you. So then if you spend 2K on these resources, you've actually lost money. So if you're below 10K, definitely don't do A/B testing. It's just not worth your time. It's just not worth it. If you're at 50K, you can see now you get at least a positive ROI, but it's pretty small. It's like 2.5x. So there's other different activities you can be doing that will get you higher ROI on your time. Once you cross this 100K threshold, that's when we start getting into a 5x ROI, which is now really good. Because this means for every dollar we put in, we get $5 back, which is great. And then you can see this is stretched out once you get to the million mark. 100K is 10% of a million. So the cost compared to the ROI is just insane. It's just like absolutely insane. It's a 50x ROI. And what's interesting is the cost actually stays the same from my experience. So of course, as you go down, you can have more skilled people doing these things, and maybe you spend more time on, bigger stores because you run more tests and stuff like this. But I find it's actually rather the same in terms of time, at least to think of ideas, to brainstorms. And there's also challenges down here, which kind of equal out the time. So that's why I've kept the costs actually quite the same. But yeah, that's just to prove the point that the ROI just gets really, really good the higher you get. Also, the annual return you get from a 10% uplift, so that's not monthly, annual return you get from a 10% uplift just increases over time as well, depending on how much revenue you've got. So if you have 25K monthly, you're going to get 30K annual return from A/B testing. Whereas if you have a 200K a month revenue, you're going to get 240K annual return. So it just increases as the size of businesses increases as well. So way more to be gained if you're past 100K a month. That's kind of the sweet spot. So if you don't have enough, what should you do? So you can continue running tests, but with a low confidence. Bad idea. I don't recommend it. But what I recommend even less is making running a business and not making any decisions based on any data, which is what a lot of people do. So that's an even worse idea. So formal testing isn't possible, and honestly, like friend to friend, like it's optimizing isn't worth it because there's no ROI to be gained here, right? So if you optimize 10% of something that's really small, it's just not worth it. If you optimize some percent, 10% of something really big, that's when you actually get some value. So what should you do instead? So if you want to continue testing, you need to test things that are full site ideas. So don't test one page or one section, test something across the whole website. Test a really big, bold offer, or even test something bigger than the website. Test something, changing something about your entire business or your entire front end or your entire marketing strategy for a month. That's what you kind of need to do. And then if you're looking for some kind of signals or conversions, usually we use orders, but in this case, you can also use conversion signals like add to carts and reach checkouts instead of using for conversions. Then you can use heuristics, best practices to put together one-time audits, or professionals and other CRO and other A/B testing people can put this together for you. So suggestions that you can take on your website to just optimize it and make it better based on best practices, based on UX principles, based on just what humans are like when they're interacting with websites. You should also spend a lot more time speaking to your customers, and then also just improve the business fundamentals. So if you're not getting past 100K a month, it usually means something with the business is still growing or improving, or the market hasn't validated the product yet, whatever it is, but you're just not at that stage, or maybe you've not cracked the marketing bit yet. So there's a lot of things you could do fundamentally to improve before you start optimizing. And then the other thing you should do is invest into email marketing, ad spend, or socials. So a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, I want to get into CRO or A/B testing, but they're not sending, 3 emails a week. Go and send 3 emails a week first, right? A lot of people, I want to get into CRO and landing pages, but they're not doing anything on ad spend at all. Like, go and start figuring out paid acquisition. Or a lot of people want to get into CRO and they're not posting every day in their social media. Go and start posting every day on your social media first. That's going to get you a way higher return than tweaking little things on your website or making these kind of website changes. It's just not worth it if you don't have enough sessions. Okay, if you do have enough sessions, great. There's some serious ROI to be made here, especially the bigger you get. So I would say as a little small kind of caveat, those 2x CVR tests don't exist. So I don't know if maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you've seen these 200% uplifts. If you do see them, let me know. So maybe I've got a thing or two to learn, but I've just never seen them. It's more so like a case of a 10% uplift monthly, which isn't as flashy, but as mentioned back in ROI, kind of is. But then after 3 to 6 months, you just end up doubling because you stack the wins after more wins after more wins, and you just start increasing, conversion rate and other business metrics at just the speed of light. It feels like after a while. So the 3 things you should care about, I think, is test ran, test won, and the uplift you get from each test. So if you can optimize those 3 metrics over time, you're going to be in a great position. And last note, if you're looking for performance-based pricing, get in touch. I would love to help. Hope this was helpful. Have a great day. Bye.